So you've decided to stop being poor and have finally stepped up to buying a MOA target. Well, here's how you put together your MOA Mini-Mo. When you first receive your MOA target, it is not going to be painted. I paint all of mine in order to preserve them from the elements. In addition, painting the body and the head pieces different colors makes visibility at distance a little bit easier for you to be able to acquire the target and then hit it. I would always recommend that if you're going to be leaving any kind of metal targets out in the elements, you should always paint them. Keeps them from rusting. When you first receive your MOA Mini-Mo Mini Mozambique target, it's going to come with several different parts. Here you have the main base plate, you've got the chest target, you've got the head target, you've got the hinge mechanism, the post, I don't know, the wooden post part that you put that in, shit, I don't know how to call it. And then you've got a couple of other pieces that are a part of the hinge part. And then you've got a shit ton of nuts and bolts here. And it's like, well, how do I put this thing together? Well, here's how you do it. Now, the first thing you should notice is that each one of the pieces comes with, each one of the main pieces comes with a square hole here. That's going to fit the bolts that you'll use, which keeps them from spinning. It makes it a lot easier for you to install the nuts on them and to tighten them down. In addition, the whole reason why it is a screw-on installation instead of being welded on is that if any of the parts, for example, the main plate, the chest plate, or the head plate, wind up getting damaged for some reason, all you have to do is just unscrew it, flip it around, and then you can use the other side. So that's one of the integrated features of MOA targets, which is why I definitely recommend them. So the first thing that we're going to start with is installing the hinge plate. And I've already gone on ahead and put some of the bolts under it, under the main plate, and that way I can just sit that right on top. All right, with the hinge plate installed, it should be canted forward so that the main holes here are lined up heading upward towards the head instead of downward towards the middle of the body. The reason for doing this is because if you flip it around and you have it the wrong direction, your body plate is going to be sitting too low, so you have to have it upward. To tighten down the nuts, you will need a wrench, 19 millimeter wrench, or as I prefer, socket. Now, again, one of the lovely things about MOA targets is that because of the square bolt design, you can do it all one-handed. Little known fact, not little known, but some people may not know this. When tightening down these bolts, if you can see in there, they've got kind of a little white washer on the inside. Those are to lock the nut down tighter. So you will start to feel resistance before the nut actually hits the end of the plate there. Just keep tightening. Just keep on going till it's all the way tight. Okay, with the hinge plate connected and firmly bolted down, we're going to move on to the next piece, which is the post, or the piece that holds your wooden post that stands your target up. And this will go with the bolt holes downward. Fits right on there. We're going to go ahead and add the bolts. And we're going to tighten them down. coming along nicely. So the post bracket has been assembled and it is now nicely snugged and tightened down. So we're going to move on to the actual targets, the part that you want to hit, not the part that you don't want to hit. That's going to include the the body hinge, the head, and the head hinge. And they pretty much just go together like so. Of course, we're going to be using bolts. And the head hinge will be angled downward, unlike with the body hinge, which angled upward. All right, let's get these things put together. Okay, we now have the head and body plates assembled completely now, and it was a little difficult getting them on there. And again, you may have the same problem. If you look at these nuts, you've got that white washer that's in there. Again, that's that little plastic Delrin ring that's supposed to keep the whole thing snug and secure. So if you find yourself having an issue getting them on there, you've got two choices. Either A, you can stop being a pussy, fucking man up and turn that shit like you got a pair, or B, you can stop being poor and go get some air tools and hit that shit with a pneumatic. All right, so those are your options. Next thing that we're gonna do is assemble the body plate and the head plate onto the body of the target, and we're going to slide the long rod, phrasing, we're going to put this long rod all the way through there in order to secure the entire thing. All right, with the entire assembly completely finished, we're going to go ahead and mount it by using a 2x4 pushed directly in there, and we're just going to go ahead and tighten up that bolt there, and then we're going to place it inside the target stand that we already have, also from MOA Targets. Let's take a look. Okay, as you can see, we now have a 2x4 that has been tightened down into the target stand and also on the back of the target, just to show you exactly what that looks like. Got it flush with the top of the bracket here, flush-ish, as long as it's not impeding the movement of your hinge, okay? One of the lovely things about MOA target stands is that they give the target a natural slant forward, which when you fire rounds at the target, the spalling, the splatter, will splash downward and at an angle instead of coming back toward you, the shooter. So it's all been completed, and we're going to test its function. You shoot the head, knocks it down, shoot the body, pops the head back up. So now that you have your target, your MOA Mini-Mo target completely assembled, all you got to do now is just take it to the range, go put some lead down the range. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good one.